Dinny McMahon's China's Great Wall of Debt, Shadow Banking, Ghost Cities, Massive Loans, and the End of the Chinese Miracle offers a compelling and meticulously researched examination of China's economic rise and the fragile underpinnings that threaten its continuation. McMahon, a seasoned financial journalist with years of experience covering China, delves into the complexities of the country's debt-driven growth model, exposing both the ingenuity and the peril embedded in China's financial system. The book provides readers with a vivid portrayal of how China's economic miracle, often celebrated for its speed and scale, rests upon an intricate and sometimes unstable network of debt. The central premise of McMahon's work is that China's economic expansion over the past few decades has been powered not solely by market forces or innovation but largely by an unprecedented accumulation of debt, particularly through what is known as shadow banking. Shadow banking in China refers to financial activities that operate outside the formal banking sector, including trust loans, wealth management products, and other forms of lending that bypass regulatory oversight. McMahon explains that these channels have allowed local governments, state-owned enterprises, and private investors to access massive funds, often for infrastructure projects and real estate development, but at a cost: the proliferation of systemic risk. The author argues that while these financial instruments have fueled growth, they have also created a precarious situation reminiscent of a high-stakes house of cards. One of the book's strengths is McMahon's ability to humanize the abstract numbers and economic concepts he discusses. He travels extensively across China, visiting ghost cities in the interior, where towering apartment complexes stand largely empty, and new towns built in anticipation of population growth that never materialized. Through interviews with local officials, bank executives, and ordinary citizens, McMahon demonstrates how debt-driven expansion affects people on the ground. These anecdotal accounts illuminate the broader structural issues at play, showing that the economic miracle often carries hidden social and financial costs. McMahon's reportage vividly captures the tension between the political imperative to maintain growth and the economic realities that make such growth increasingly fragile. The book is structured to give readers a comprehensive view of the debt phenomenon. McMahon begins by tracing the origins of China's debt accumulation, explaining how the government's desire to maintain rapid growth led to the widespread use of credit. He highlights the role of local governments, which, restricted from borrowing directly in capital markets, created local government financing vehicles, LGFVs, to secure off-the-books loans. These LGFVs became a major conduit for credit, funding infrastructure projects that boosted local economies but often produced limited long-term returns. The resulting debt, while technically outside the central government's official accounts, effectively binds the national economy to a trajectory dependent on continued borrowing and spending. A significant portion of McMahon's analysis focuses on the real estate sector, which he identifies as both a driver of growth and a source of vulnerability. China's urbanization strategy, combined with speculative investment in property, has led to massive construction projects that frequently outpace demand. McMahon's exploration of ghost cities is not merely a critique of wasteful development, it is a lens through which to view the country's broader economic logic. Real estate becomes a tool for maintaining growth, stimulating local economies, and providing collateral for further borrowing. Yet, as McMahon points out, this strategy also produces a concentration of risk, with potential implications for financial stability if property prices decline or defaults rise. The author also examines the cultural and political dimensions that shape China's debt landscape. He argues that the political system incentivizes local officials to prioritize short-term growth, sometimes at the expense of fiscal prudence. Officials are judged on metrics such as GDP growth and infrastructure output, creating pressure to borrow and spend, often through opaque mechanisms. McMahon's insights into the governance structure reveal the challenges of balancing centralized control with local autonomy, a dynamic that has profound implications for the sustainability of China's economic model. McMahon's writing is notable for its clarity and accessibility. He succeeds in translating complex financial mechanisms into narratives that are engaging for readers who may not have a background in economics or finance. The book is also well documented, drawing on interviews, government reports, and first-hand observation. This combination of empirical evidence and narrative storytelling makes China's Great Wall of Debt both informative and compelling, offering a nuanced view that avoids simplistic conclusions about the inevitability of a financial crisis. A key contribution of the book is its discussion of the global implications of China's debt. McMahon emphasizes that China's economic model is not isolated, it is deeply integrated with the global economy. China's lending practices, investment strategies, and reliance on debt have ripple effects worldwide. From supply chain dependencies to foreign investments, the country's financial vulnerabilities have the potential to influence markets far beyond its borders. This perspective situates China within a global context, highlighting the interconnectedness of economic systems and the potential consequences of debt mismanagement. While McMahon is cautious in his predictions, he raises critical questions about sustainability. He does not claim that a collapse is imminent, but he makes clear that China's continued growth is contingent upon managing a delicate balance of debt and investment. The book encourages readers to consider what might happen if growth slows, interest rates rise, or defaults increase, scenarios that could trigger significant economic disruption. By framing these risks in concrete terms, McMahon provides a sobering counterpoint to the dominant narrative of China as an unstoppable economic juggernaut. In addition to economic analysis, the book touches on societal and political implications. McMahon highlights how debt-driven growth shapes social expectations, employment patterns, and urban life. The reliance on credit affects housing affordability, access to finance, and wealth distribution. Moreover, the government's focus on maintaining economic stability can lead to policies that prioritize growth over environmental sustainability or social welfare, reflecting the complex trade-offs inherent in China's development model. Critics might argue that McMahon's focus on debt risks paints a somewhat pessimistic picture, potentially overlooking the adaptability of China's political and financial system. Indeed, China has demonstrated an ability to implement reforms and exercise state control over financial markets in ways that Western economies might struggle to replicate. McMahon acknowledges this resilience but stresses that even a powerful state cannot eliminate risk entirely, particularly when debt levels are so large and growth expectations so high. In conclusion, China's Great Wall of Debt is an essential read for anyone seeking to understand the dynamics of China's economy beyond headline GDP figures. Dinny McMahon combines investigative journalism with financial analysis to reveal the hidden structures and vulnerabilities that underpin China's economic success. The book excels in balancing technical detail with human stories, offering a multidimensional view of how debt shapes both economic outcomes and daily life in China. It challenges readers to reconsider simplistic notions of growth and to appreciate the intricate and sometimes fragile mechanisms that sustain one of the world's most remarkable economic transformations. Ultimately, McMahon's work serves as both a warning and a guide. It underscores the importance of examining not just the speed of China's development but the sustainability of the methods that have driven it. As global attention remains focused on China's continued rise, China's Great Wall of Debt provides a timely, nuanced, and deeply informative perspective that is likely to resonate with economists, policymakers, investors, and anyone interested in the future of the global economy.